Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining in. We are gathered here to go through our news release from today that how we are, unlocking Canada's next source of critical minerals in near Sudbury, Ontario. So Volta Metals, obviously we had our Springer rare earth resource as our historic resource, and we just came up with this update today, which is more than 10 times and still remaining open. We want to go through this as we go. So there's some obviously forward-looking statements. Everybody reads those, so I'm just gonna go to the next slide. So Volta's Springer rare earth deposit, it is now in the top 10 in North America with a resource. And the good part is it's still open. So we're gonna be one of the top ones as we go. So right now, as of today, we announced that it is 176 million tons, one of the top 10 North American rare earth deposits with a really, really good high-grade core near surface. We own a really good size of that project, over 5,000 hectares. But on the graph on the left, you see the old 2012 resource. When they drilled and left it, no work was done. With our recent drilling, we increased both indicated and inferred, and we are de-risking as we go significantly higher. As you can see, the numbers here more than 10 times on the indicated. What that gives us is one of the best rare earth deposits in North America, and the location obviously cannot be better than that. We're going to go through that. But what this also means is it has all the high value rare earth elements. It's not just the trio that we're looking at here. What is in it is what matters. And we have predominantly the big four that everybody wants, the Western world needs: neodymium, praseodymium, dysprosium, and terbium. Those are two light rare earths and the two heavy rare earths that you need. So one of the things we looked at when we were going through this is how low the thorium content is. Why is it important? Because you want less radioactivity, not just to make it easier to process, but also easier to permit, even for transportation. There's no uranium, negligible levels of thorium, way below the threshold limits. So getting this into production is going to be relatively straightforward in that sense. When we added this, we looked at how much money did we spend to increase it from here to here. Combined the two, our cost was only 2 cents per each ton added. And we are now drilling, as some of you might know. Because this resource is open, we are trying to expand it even further as we do other processes that I'm going to talk about as we go. So we looked at all the projects that have resource in North America in rare earths. We were obviously much smaller until today. Now we're in the top 10. It ranks us at 7, biggest in terms of size in North America. But the good thing is it's still open and we're just scratching the surface. At this point, without the gallium added, we are number 7 in the top 10, and a lot to grow. Even if we didn't add any rare earths, we're looking at potentially having the gallium resource in the short term as well. So we talk about the size and the high value rare earths, but the location also matters because it, first of all, lowers your cost, easier to expand, but also take it into production. It's going to really speed things up. Why? Because we don't need to build roads. We don't need to put power. We don't need to bring in the talent in and out. We are just east of Sudbury, outside of the town called Sturgeon Falls. This is less than an hour drive from Sudbury, and Sturgeon Falls, or obviously Sudbury as well, have all the supplies you need, including skilled mining talent. So these are the things, that are already there. All we need to do is get this, as bigger as possible and get it into production. So that's where we are. We're showing this There's hydropower, hydro lines. This is our property with paved road, hydro lines, two dams outside of our claims, and paved road from Sudbury, less than an hour. So it cannot be any better than this. So when we zoom in here, you will see this is what it's going to look like as it currently stands. Obviously, it's getting bigger and bigger as we are drilling at the moment. This shows the indicated and inferred in different colors. These are the resources that currently sits, and the gray outline is the current pit shell. It has the very low strip ratio 1.5. What that means is your waste is very, very minimal. Actually, you want anything under 3, desirably. I mean, Mark can correct me, but 1.5 is very low. So it's whatever we are excavating is going to have some form of value. That's what it really means. As we talked, it's getting bigger. But what we also have here is the high core and low core, low grade core. It's all within this shell. So when the report is going to come out, it's going to obviously say that, but it's in the news release as well, that our cost, all-in cost, is $43 per ton. Obviously, the in-ground value is these numbers, but the prices are going up. Last week's prices are outlined here. Even just NdPr alone can show you what the ratio is there for your cost to the value. As we are unlocking, we are here at this moment. The resource update has been completed. Metallurgical work is underway. That's the other main de-risking of this project. This is going to show us how much we can recover from these numbers that we have, right? So that work has been underway since late October. We're expecting to have that sometime in March, hopefully sooner than later. We are drilling. We started our drill program in mid-January because we knew this was open still. So while we are doing all the other work, we decided to drill continuously, and it's our biggest drill program at this moment, and it is going to go until sometime in April. So these results should start coming up in the next couple of weeks, including gallium this time altogether. So we expect those results by sometime in June completed. Immediately after that, we're going to commence our pre-economic assessment, which is a technical work where they're going to map out all the cost, all the processes, and what the revenues are going to be like, and how many years, etc. All the details are going to be lined up there. That work obviously involves a lot of different disciplines. It's going to take months. We can say sometime in Q4 we should have the results. While we are doing all this work, instead of starting some of the other steps to permit this into production, we already started last year these work, the environmental baseline studies and some other work that is ongoing. That's going to go until the year end, and year end here 2026, and then 2027 we are targeting to get the advanced exploration permit and do the bulk sample in Q3 or Q4. That's our target timeline. At this point, we are on schedule on all of these. And all these activities you're seeing here, including the baseline studies up to the end of the year, are all fully funded. So we are excited that it's growing. It's grown significantly better than we expected, and it's still open, and we are going to get a lot bigger than we originally anticipated. So that's all I have.
Perhaps, Kerem, I'll just step in there. Just to add a few points. I mean, I think it's important to realize that this study used the historic metallurgical recoveries, which were actually very, very early stage. And so I would say that, we are quietly confident we can improve upon the metallurgical recoveries, and that will have subject to results, it should have a major impact on the project in a positive sense, which is pretty exciting as well. And also as well, I think, you get the feel of Kerem was going through it. We are taking a parallel track approach. And so, the drilling is not just for, finding more mineralization, which it will do, but also we're doing quite a lot of geotechnical work as well. And again, that will support, strip ratios for the pit, hydro studies, et cetera, et cetera. So the main competitive advantage we have here is its location. And really, there's a great opportunity here to advance effectively a shovel-ready, large and growing rare earth deposit, basically outside of Sudbury, which really does make it unique, certainly in North America, and I would argue probably globally as well.
Thank you, Mark. We have some questions that are emailed to us previously, but do we have any coming in right now? Anybody has questions that we can address first?
Not yet. Perhaps if you want to answer some of the other ones that popped in this morning, and I'll
Yeah.
monitor the others.
Yeah, so we received some email, through email, some questions. So how much does Volta own Springer? Currently, we own 80%. That was our initial thing, with an option to acquire the remaining 20% up to 100%. So we are on our way to do that, but at this point, it's 80%. And how much was paid for this project is another question. So we paid just over $300,000 cash, and we issued 10 million shares to the vendor for the initial 80%. We have two more payments to the landowners for the surface rights that we also have. So those are two more, about $60,000 each, one this year, one next year, and then an additional cash payment to the underlying optioners, which is around $75,000. So those are the and a couple of $2.5 million shares issuance to the vendor. After that, it's going to be done that way. And then another question about this is as a royalty, is there royalty on Springer? Yes, there's 2% NSR on the unpatented claims and just an additional 0.85% on the patented claims, which is a smaller portion. Another question came about the metallurgical work. What is the status of the metallurgical work? You mentioned Idaho National Labs who are undertaking some work, and Laurentian University. Yes, so we are working with multiple labs for different aspects of this metallurgical recovery methods. As there are multiple elements that we're trying to recover, so they're all looking into different aspects in that sense. So Idaho National Laboratory, U.S. government-owned lab that we are working with. So they are doing, that's an ongoing work. It's a long process, but they will also be visiting the site in the near future as part of the work. We expect to receive some form of results in the next little while. Obviously, they've been busy as well, but yeah, that is an ongoing work. That's going to take some time. Laurentian University is similar process. Initial process for it was just for gallium, and now we're added some rare earths as well. Initial results are very encouraging, and we are doing the studies as parallel track initiative to examine the best potential recovery methods for Springer on an add-on basis. So that work is ongoing. We'll have further results by probably this summer on that. But SGS is doing other work that we are expecting the results in March for. I have two more questions. One, what is the status of the latest drill program and when the results will be released? So that is started in January, and the results should start coming in March onwards. So that is a bigger program. That's a bigger undertaking, but the lab is working with us. We're working with Saskatchewan Research Council, so they are going to get the results by March onwards.
Kerem, it's a question about other property-wide exploration. Any plans for that going forward?
Yeah. So currently we are expanding the deposit, but we see some other potentials, some satellite potentials outside of the deposit within our claims. We have larger land package. So we are doing some earlier exploration type of work to generate some targets. We are hoping to drill those summer onwards in the second half of this year. So, yeah. Is that
Yeah, just checking now. I think that's it for the questions, Kerem.
Okay, well, thank you. Thanks for tuning in, and will be more updates in the near future.